This is Dr. Deb Butler, and you are listening to Thinner Peas and Menopause and Beyond. This is a bonus episode. Welcome to Thinner Peas and Menopause and Beyond. This is Dr. Deb Butler, Master Life and Weight Coach, and as always, your coach. If you're a woman and you're smart and you're successful and you've been struggling with weight your whole life, and now menopause is making it harder than ever, and you are ready to make this the last time you ever have to go on a diet again, then this podcast is for you. Stay tuned. Hello, all my dear friends. Well, bonus number 2. My group door program is now open. It's the last one of the year. And I thought to help you make a decision, I brought another one of my most beloved clients. Her name is Diana. She did a group experience with me. And I thought you'd like to hear her interview with me. And maybe you would like to become like she did, invest in herself. And now she has all the benefits of Thinner Peas. So sit back, relax, and before you relax too much, if this is something you want to do, the doors are open right now. The price is discounted until midnight on Friday, or this class sells out. So you go to drdebbutler.com/group, GROUP, where you can sign up. Now, sit back and enjoy my interview with Diana and her experience in the group. And of course, I'll see you next week. Hi, all my dear friends. How are you today? It is winter here in the Midwest and the sun is not out. And I just went for a lovely walk and I feel clear as a bell and ready to talk to you today. And also very excited because once again, 3 times a year, my signature group program opens up and it is opening. The doors are open. So if you've been thinking about wanting to work with me and for some reason the individual coaching is not your thing, either because of expense or because you'd rather be in a group setting with like-minded women, well, the opportunity is here. So what I have planned special for you today is I just finished an interview with one of my clients that just finished up in the last group that I did that went through the holidays. And she's going to come on and talk to you and tell you a little bit about her experience. And one of the things that I just want to say about her name is Diana, is that what a trooper. That's all I can say about her. She had brain surgery about 2 years ago, and she had to learn how to walk and talk, and she had to learn how to do everything all over again. So I find her really interesting because the last piece of her puzzle was getting her mind together around food and learning how to feel her own emotions regarding this whole journey that she's taken since her brain surgery and all the things that happened before. So for her, this was a big journey. And for me, it was such an inspiration to notice that with all the physical things that she had to endure and how she learned how to use her physical body all over again, she also, through doing this group class with me, she revamped her mind and learned how to create peace for herself, not just around food, but around everything. So I think this interview is well worth listening to. And part of the reason why I have her on, of course, is because the doors to my group are now open. So if she inspires you or you're already inspired and you've already been waiting for the doors to open, you can go to drdebbutler.com/trust, TRUST, and the number 3. And you will find all the information there, the cost, when it's going to be, what it's going to be, why it's so amazing. But the most important thing about it is that it's the exact same program that I use with my individual coaching clients. I have created it for a group because you know what? There's only so much of me to go around. So if this is something that you've been thinking about, listen to Diana, think about it for yourself. Don't wait too long. Right now, the price is discounted a little bit. So it might be a great time to go all in on yourself. But anyway, sit back, take a walk, take a drive, whatever it is you're doing, and listen to my interview with Diana. And I'll hop back on at the end of the call and maybe say a few more words. Enjoy. Hi, Diana. Welcome to my podcast. I'm so here and I'm so glad to see you.
Oh, I'm so happy that you asked me. Thank you.
Yeah,
and you're an inspiration too.
Oh, thank you. And you know what? You're an inspiration to me. That's why I want you on here.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So, you were in my last group class that I had, and I would just love for you maybe to share a little bit about what was the deciding decision for you. Number one, to decide to do a group class with me. And number two, how you heard about me before the group class. What was encouraging you? What was resonating with you?
Sure. I started out listening to your podcast. I just came upon it by accident, and I
By
was so happy that I
accident?
did. Yeah, just by accident. I was looking for weight loss things,
Oh, so it wasn't by accident. You were looking for weight loss.
well, there you were.
And there I was.
Yeah, and yes, I'm past menopause, but it's like she's got a lot to offer. I know she does, so I'm going to listen to this anyway. I'm 63 years old now, so I've been past it. So,
I'm past it too.
So anyway, after listening to it, I got onto your webpage, got onto your YouTube channel,
Yep.
and I got into your mailing list. And you had sent out a mailer that you were doing a free class. I'm like, oh yeah, I got to do this.
I
So
remember. Yeah.
you actually did about 3 free classes, I think, that I was in on, maybe 1 or 2. I don't
Oh,
know.
did you
Anyway.
do a few of them first?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then you put out the offer about doing the class, the group class. And when I saw that, I thought, gulp, that's a lot of money, but it's going to be so worth it. And it was. Oh my goodness. Thank you. I have had wonderful experiences through the whole thing. You taught me so much. I don't even think about food the same way anymore. Used to, I would wake up in the morning, what am I going to eat today? What am I going to have? How am I going to plan my day around food? And I don't even think about food anymore. So,
Yeah. So, would you say how were you? What were you like? Before you did the class, you wanted to lose weight. You're telling me that. But what else? What was bothering you so much that you wanted to change?
well, I've been through a lot with surgeries. I had
Tell,
brain
tell
surgery a
yeah.
couple of years ago,
Yeah. Say
and
a little bit
which
about that.
explains my face and
Yeah.
everything because I ended up with Bell's palsy. And anyway, I won't go into all that, but this
But
is the
just that it
result.
was, I think the most important thing about that is that you had brain surgery. You went through a lot.
Yes, yes, and I came out of it wonderful.
Exactly. That's what's
Yes,
worth talking about.
yeah, and back in the day, food was my life. I mean, I would just sit and eat and eat and eat until I hurt. I had acid reflux. I was in pain a lot.
Mhm.
And this has been great because I realized that I was overeating because I was not dealing with my feelings. And I
Mhm.
had a lot of feelings. There was a lot of things going on,
Uh-huh.
through those 2 years of recovery and
Yes.
through childhood and whatever.
Yeah. Mhm.
And the main thing that you helped me with was dealing with those feelings. It's like,
Mm.
oh, it's good to feel them and not let them go, and eat through
Mhm.
them. It's good to actually feel them and see what's going on.
Mhm. And
So it's so much easier now to when I feel like I'm wanting to eat my face off again, I think, oh, wait a minute, something's bothering me.
oh my gosh. I love your expression, "eat my face off." Never heard that
You
before.
like
But
that?
I have a feeling that people can relate to what you're talking about. Like you're talking about wanting to eat and fill yourself up with so much more food than you need. And then,
Mhm.
like, what would happen after you would eat your face off? What would happen after that?
Oh my gosh, immediately my body felt no energy. I wanted to just go to sleep. I wanted to be lethargic on the couch, not move, you
Mhm.
know? It wasn't a good feeling, no, and I didn't sleep well because, of course, I had the acid reflux and, you know,
And
that
overeating
went
doesn't help
away,
that.
but yeah, the acid reflux went away totally. I don't have that problem too much anymore now.
Isn't that amazing? So it's like that when you decided to stop eating your face off, or what we'll just call deciding to stop overeating. And I'm assuming that maybe through my podcast, or even like when you were in the free class, what was it in the free class or on my podcast that made you want more, or made you decide that you think that what I was offering was what you needed? And how did you have the courage to say yes to
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, I realized that, okay, what's this thing about eating between the twos? And I realized that most of the time I was like eating to abandon and going like way up there,
Uh-huh.
and
That was your
it's,
first realization, is
mm-hmm,
you were paying attention to the physical hunger scale numbers, and you started
yes,
seeing what your numbers actually were.
yes, yeah.
Fascinating.
And then I thought, okay, wait a minute, she's showing people how to deal with their feelings. Oh, that's a new one. I need that. So
But
it,
were you afraid of that? Or, I mean, like a lot of people, when I talk about that, they don't wanna go there.
I was afraid, but
Uh-huh.
there's been a lot of first for me in 2 years,
Yeah.
So I've learned to go past that. I don't want to be afraid anymore. I don't like the fear. I
Mhm.
want to know what's going on.
I love that, and I think it's something good to pass on to people about your thought that I wanna know what's going on. And that, because I think of you in the class as, one of the women that worked really, really hard. And the way that I know that is that you always sent me your homework.
Hmm.
Like, not everybody sent me homework, but you diligently always sent me your homework, and you always wanted to be or most of the time you wanted to
Yeah.
be coached. And
Well, I got to admit, I would sit back and it's like, she's going to call on me. She's going to call on me. I'm glad she called on me. you know?
it's kind of scary, isn't it?
Mhm, mhm, but I'm so glad that you did because I needed it.
Hmm.
Yeah, even today is a little scary, but I'm so excited about it too because you brought me through so much. Thank you.
Oh, it's my pleasure. And I guess what we're talking about is with you is that you've been through a lot of scary moments over the last couple years, and you've brought yourself through those. And with all the things that you've done, what does it feel like now to know that you're at peace with food and that you can feel your feelings? What's it like for you?
It's so amazing to me because I realized there were a lot of crazy things I brought with me from the past that no don't even make sense today, but I was still doing them. It's like, oh, that's silly. Let me get rid of that one and let me get rid of that one and it's great. It's wonderful.
Yeah, well, when you talk about that, let me get rid of that one, or that seems silly. I think once you start gaining awareness, because I think what you're talking about is you started becoming aware of your thinking,
Oh, yeah.
right? And when you become aware of your thinking with the observer part of your mind, which you have so brilliantly done, you can see your thinking and then you can almost laugh at it a little bit. Like, it doesn't
Yeah,
make sense when you're observing it and not so emotionally tied up in it.
exactly, exactly. Because it's like, how did I let that fear get to me for so many years?
Mhm.
And it's a relief to watch it just go away.
I love that. It's like, so what you're saying, it's a relief to watch the thought that creates the fear float away. Like, you just kind of
Drift,
let it go.
just drift. Yeah.
I hope people are listening to this and get this, that you weren't always like this,
Mm-mm. No, no, no.
right? Because you seem like such a natural right now. Like, oh, she's different. Look at how easy it is for her. What would you say to the people who are looking at you and going, oh, she's at peace with food. Oh, she can feel her feeling. Oh, it's just easy for her. I couldn't do that.
It's interesting because so many of my friends currently probably don't even deal with their feelings. There's so many people out there that you think, oh, life is good, but yet there's something that's missing and you don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it is it's so amazing to actually listen to my feelings now and go through them. If I'm upset about something, sit back and deal with it. You have your little chart, the CTFAR
The
chart.
model
Yes, the model. Yeah, I might call them wrong, but I know
doesn't,
them.
you're calling them right.
And I do them all the time. I do the one that's the negative one and the one that's the positive one. And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, I get this. I get this.
So, what you're referring to is what I teach in my podcast, what I do in my webinars, what I do in all my classes is the model that our thoughts create our feelings, and our feelings create our actions, and our actions create our results. And
Exactly.
I teach you a specific way of being able to look at that. And we do a lot of work in class on that. And you, my darling, did a lot of work on it in class so that now you can do it on your own,
hmm
right? Like
hmm
that's one of the things that I teach.
And the other thing that I go through now is the urges.
Talk about that.
Stop. I realize, oh, wait a minute, there's an urge going on here. I want to get up and, like, eat chips or something, for
Uh-huh.
instance. And so I'll sit there and I'll breathe in and think about it and do something else, get my mind off it for a little bit. The next thing I know, it's gone. So, yes. The book that you recommended us read, I can't remember her name, but she's amazing. Yeah.
Was that the Pema Chodron book on
Yes.
taking the
Yeah.
leap?
Yes.
Right, because she really works a lot with, she calls it Shempa, but she's talking about the same thing about how to deal with urges, which is, of course, I love her and I use it in all of my classes. And
hmm
I'm so glad it helped you relate to urges as we were working through it in
hmm
class.
Yes, it did.
Yeah. And so, do you think that you can feel your urges without giving into them many times? I'm not going to
I
say all the
it's
time.
I don't do it all the time, no,
I'm not going to say all the time.
but most of the time I know it's there. There's a little nagging feeling going on, and so I think about it and do a little meditation on it, and it works great. It's gone.
I'm telling you, Diana, you're making it sound really, really easy, but I want everybody to know
No,
that,
no.
well, it seems easy now, easier, right? Because you've been
hmm
through the process. Right. And so, what would you
Yes.
say to people who are thinking about doing a class with me and are in the same situation that you were, where you were thinking about food all the time, that you wanted to eat your face off all the time, and you did, and had to deal with all of those repercussions? And now, where you are now, what would you say to people who are listening to this who maybe want to push that button and invest in themselves?
I tell you what, it's the best thing I ever did. We all want instant gratification, obviously. So we think, okay, one free class is going to do it. It really doesn't. You have to learn how to work through these feelings. And it took me, what, 3 months or so
Yeah.
with your class. And then before that, I've been listening to the podcast,
Yes. Mhm.
so which I love your podcast. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
So, yeah, I mean, I recommend it to everybody. Please do this. It's a wonderful thing. Like I say, it doesn't happen overnight. You have to work through it. You give the perfect tools. Thank you.
Oh, it's my pleasure. And would you say that, because you wrote me a letter and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but did it affect your whole life?
Yes, yes, because I had some lingering sadness from childhood
Uh-huh.
that it's gone. I love my parents to the death, but growing up, we're all not great parents. We're not given a manual on how to do this.
That's right. Mhm.
So I realized that, and again with my
While you were in
children,
the class,
yeah.
while you were in class, you started seeing all of these different, because it's not like this is therapy and we go back in the past and look at it, but I help you realize what thoughts you have now
Hmm.
in the present moment that are affecting you now.
Yeah, where they came from
Uh-huh.
and why you feel that. And, like growing up, food was love with us. Mama would just feed us,
Yeah.
you know?
Mhm.
Yeah. And she'd feed herself in the meantime. And
Mhm.
of course, we all got bigger and bigger
Mhm.
but, and I realized food is not really love. It doesn't love you back. Mm-mm. It doesn't give you big hugs. No, it just gets in there and kind of ruins you, actually. You have to have food to live, but you don't have to have a whole cake. You don't have to have a whole bag of chips. Just a little bit, just get you by. That's the way that we were made.
I love that.
So,
Do you believe you can eat whatever you want?
yes, yes,
Mhm. Do you
whether
believe
it be
that you can
sweets or whatever. Yeah.
so do you feel like the restriction and deprivation is gone?
Mhm, mhm. Yeah, we keep ice cream in the house, a big, huge tub of ice cream in the house now, and, if I want it, good, if I don't eat it. Yeah, I made a cake for my husband the other day, and I really didn't even eat it hardly until, like, the next day, maybe I had a little, and, that's good.
So I guess that's what you're talking about, like, when we're talking
Mhm,
about freedom?
yes, and it is freedom. I try to find more healthier options. I may not always be the best, but I'm trying to eat more vegetables now.
Mhm.
Vegetables are good for you.
You know what I think more than anything else as I'm listening to you and feeling your energy is that it is just this peaceful, accepting energy that you have right now.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah,
these
go ahead.
past through years, I've been through a lot,
Yeah, I know.
obviously. I mean,
Mhm.
I had to learn how to walk again after the brain surgery. So every little step that I take, it's like, "Oh, wow, I can do that again. I can drink out of a straw without it coming out the side of my mouth.
Mhm.
Little things were just building and building and building, and then this happened. It's like I'm becoming a brand new me, but yet I'm the same old me. I don't know if that makes sense, but I come at it a different way.
Well, it just seems like you've had some life altering moments that have changed your mind forever. And it seems to me like taking this class for you, maybe it's what's bringing it all together for you. What do you think about that?
Yes, yes, thank you. Thank you for having that class right at the holidays, actually. I mean, Thanksgiving this past year was amazing. My sister came and stayed with us for a couple of days. And yeah, Thanksgiving dinner, I cooked a big spread, but I only had a little bit of it. That's all I wanted. And it was enjoyment for me to cook for everybody else. So, Mhm.
It must be I guess that's what I'm offering people is the sense of what you're talking about is this it's just food. It's
Mhm,
like this eating my face off and it's bigger than that, which is I think where you were living before, which now it's like, no, it's just food. It's just cake. It's just ice cream.
mhm, yeah.
It's like so
And
in
and truth be known, it doesn't even taste that good. It's too sweet. Sometimes I eat something, it's like, "Oh, that's too sweet."
So actually, you're mindfully tasting things now. And I think without your mind saying you shouldn't have it, you can't have it, you'll never eat it again, and you're really just tasting foods without all the mind drama, you really get to
Mhm,
make decisions about, like, I just don't want it or I do want it. But a lot of
mhm.
times it's I don't want it.
Right, right. Or
All
I
right.
don't want all of it, I just want a little bit of
That's, that,
it.
says, that says a lot in itself. So, in our last minutes together, people are looking at you and just what would be your last thing that you would say to somebody who might be on the fence of either getting coached by me or being in a group with other women? What would you say about your group experience that might help them make that decision?
Oh, the group experience was what was so good to me because I saw I'm not alone. It was a lot of us girls, that were on there that we all had the same problems and we all were learning to work through it. And it's a wonderful thing. I would recommend it to everybody because it works. It really does.
How much weight have you lost anyway? I didn't even ask you.
About 35 pounds. Yeah. And it was before your class I started
Uh-huh.
losing.
Uh-huh.
But through your class, it's like, oh, and I realized I really didn't even care about the weight loss. What I cared about was how healthy my body was feeling and how I was in tune with what was going on with my body.
Wow. Well, Diana, thank you so much for being here with me. I know that there are people on here that are inspired by you. I'm inspired by you.
Oh, thank you.
And continue on your beautiful journey. And thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, thank you so much. And I love you. I love you. I do.
Thank you. Well, all my dear friends, you just heard Diana. And if you're not inspired to want to do this group, I don't know what would inspire you. So if this is something that you've been thinking about wanting to do, you've been thinking about wanting to work with me, you've been listening to my podcast, and maybe this is the time. I know it's a big investment. I know it's amount of time. And then I know that you have your doubts. So I'll tell you what, your doubts aren't going to go away. The only way to get rid of your doubts is to just jump in. So what can I say about that? Everybody that decides to work with me has their doubts, feels a little anxious, feels a little bit nervous, but they go all in on themselves and they do it anyway, because that's the only way you're going to get different results in your life. You're going to have to do something different. If this is the something different for you, because in my opinion, the program that I am offering is different from anything out there, because what most programs deal with is what you eat. And what I deal with is more like what you think about what you're eating. So it's not like we don't talk about what you're eating, but what you're eating has far little interest to me in my coaching with you as to why you're putting whatever it is into your mouth. And to me, figuring out why you're putting it into your mouth is where all the answers are and where all the aha moments are and where all the changes take place. Because let's face it, we were all born to eat when we're hungry and stop when we're full. And if you're not doing that, it can only be one thing: what's going on in your head. And what my program does, what I do when I work with my clients, is I get into your head and help you see it and help you change it. All you got to do is go to drdebbutler.com/trust, TRUST, and the number 3. And you can read all about the program and get all the details. Do not hesitate. This is going to sell out and the price is going to go up. I'm sorry to have to do it that way, but I want to kick you in the you-know-what to get you to do this. So this is the way I'm doing it. I don't have any individual coaching available for a while because of a waiting list. So if you want in, the doors are open now. drdebbutler.com/trust3, trust yourself, and go in and do it. You can also go to drdebbutler.com/252, and you can get all the show notes and everything that Diana and I talked about today, and the link to the program by hitting that link also, drdebbutler.com/252. And as always, as I teach in my program and as I sign off every single time on my podcast, no matter what else you do, no matter where else you go, please, please, please be very kind to yourself. And I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. If you're loving my podcast and you would like some more information to be able to follow along with, then please go to drdebbutler.com/change, and you can get a free copy of my companion book that goes with this podcast that I refer to in many different episodes. That is drdebbutler.com/change, CHANGE.